Senator Conroy, time's expired. Senator Macdonald.
Mr President, I ask a question of the Minister representing the Minister for the Environment. The Minister will be aware from the motion passed in the Senate yesterday of the death of a young person in Queensland as a result of contracting Lisa virus from flying foxes. At estimates on the 12th of February this year, departmental officials advised me that a flying fox count would commence on the 14th to the 16th of February this year. Can the Minister advise the Senate on the progress of that count and whether early returns show that the species, particularly the grey-headed flying fox and the spectacled flying foxes, are anything but rare and vulnerable?
Order. The Minister representing the Minister for Sustainability, Environment, Water, Population and Communities, Senator Conroy.
Thank you, Mr President. I thank the Senator for that very detailed question. It's almost about policy. It was almost about a policy. Mr President, the Australian government is continuing to streamline regulations for dealing with problematic flying fox camps. The government understands that there are common concerns about Hendra virus and Lissea virus, and recognises the need to ensure the safety of local communities while protecting our unique natural environment. Minister Burke is aware that on the 22nd of February 2013, an 8-year-old boy died after being infected with the Australian bat Lissea virus. This is the third case of this virus to be confirmed in Australia and the first since 1998. This disease can be carried by any bat or flying fox in Australia. The most effective way to avoid this virus is to avoid handling bats or flying foxes. Only people trained in the care of bats should handle bats or flying foxes. And as to the specifics of the monitoring program, the first national count under the National Flying Fox Monitoring Program was held from the 14th to the 16th of February 2013. The Australian government is working with the CSIRO and state agencies to count animals in every known roosting site of the grey-headed and spectacled flying fox 4 times a year. The program will improve data on the population status, the trend and the risks associated with flying foxes. The data will help in managing the potential negative impacts of flying foxes on agriculture and public health, while recognising their important role as pollinators in our native forests. The Department of Sustainability, Environment, Water, Population and Communities funded the CSIRO initially to develop the monitoring methodology and has provided an additional $700,000 from the National Environmental Research Program.
Time's expired. Senator Macdonald.
Mr President, I ask the Minister, because of the federal government's classification of spectacled flying foxes as being vulnerable, residents trying to protect their families and homes from these flying foxes are threatened with fines of up to $100,000 and jail terms for just doing this. In view of the threatening nature of the infestation of urban areas by flying foxes in places like Yungaburra, Cairns, Charters Towers and Inverell, what is the government doing to enable flying foxes to be moved onto non-urban routes as a matter of urgency? This is a matter of life and death, Minister.
Order. The Minister.
I thank the Senator. As I was saying, another $795,000 to implement the program was provided by the Australian, New South Wales and Queensland governments through the various virus research programs. Mr President, there are 76 species of bats and flying foxes in Australia, all principally regulated under state and territory law. The National Environment Law applies to 11 of these, which are considered threatened at the national level. 2 mainland flying fox species are listed as threatened under the EPBC Act, the grey-headed flying fox and the spectacled flying fox. Community concerns centre on flying fox camps in urban areas. Action to disperse flying fox camps has the lowest environmental impact in winter, outside the breeding season when temperatures are lower. Between 1994 and 2009, 7 people contracted the Hendra virus following contact with an infected horse and 4 people died.
Order. Time has expired. Senator Macdonald.
Mr President, I appreciate the Minister's answer, but I ask the Minister, does not he and the Minister he represents understand this is a matter of life and death? We don't want to wait for counts or other research. This is happening now. What I am asking the minister to do, as the Senate motion did yesterday, is to do something urgently about the Commonwealth's classification of this species as vulnerable. It's clearly not vulnerable. Can the minister give an undertaking to do something now to save lives?
Time's expired. The order. The minister.
Mr. President, I utterly reject any imputation that Minister Burke doesn't take this matter seriously. Absolutely reject it. In June 2012, the Queensland member for Dalrymple, Mr Shane Knuth, MP, introduced a private member's bill to empower landowners to cull or drive away flying foxes. The Queensland Minister for Environment and Heritage Protection, Honourable Andrew Powell, has said the LNP has clearly outlined the flying fox management policy, which aims to balance community safety and wildlife protection, and would therefore not be supported of Mr.
Senator Conroy, resume your seat. Senator Macdonald.
Mr. President, a point of order on the grounds of relevance. I'm not asking about another government. I'm asking this minister about his government. Under the EPBC Act, which his minister administers, the flying fox is listed as vulnerable, which is stopping state governments doing anything. So I ask the minister to return to the question about what the Commonwealth is doing, not what other governments are doing.
The minister needs to address the question. The minister has 25 seconds remaining. The minister.
Thank you, Mr. President. On the specific issue of that you've raised in your final supplementary, I'm happy to take that on us and see if there's any further information the minister can provide.